Welcome everyone, this is Gwydion with RPG Frequencies. Today I'm going to be going through character creation for Choir of Flesh. Choir of Flesh is a pretty new solo RPG by Alex T of Black Oath Entertainment. I would encourage you to check it out as you watch this. If you find it interesting, go ahead and take a look at it, buy it on DriveThruRPG. And there's also a free Sojour VTT module that I'll be showing as we're playing through this game, and that's what I'm using up on the screen right now. I've released this for free with Alex T's permission. There'll be just a few things that are not included in the module, like the core rulebook, which I have on the screen right now. But obviously, I'm encouraging folks to purchase the game legitimately and not just have it for free here. So that won't be included. But most of the other things you see here will be included. And I'm going to try to stick through a playthrough. But today I'm just going to be showing character creation. And I also wanted to encourage you to check out other videos that have character creation and have playthroughs. Hime Utsugi, who's a VTuber, she's done quite a few videos on Choir of Flesh. I would encourage you to check out her channel. And then also Lone Horizons just dropped a character creation video that I thought was really well done. So I would encourage you to check out that channel as well. All right, let's just jump in right now. I'm going to pull up a supplement that comes with the game and start playing. Oh, and why is that not interesting? There we go. I don't know why that didn't show right away. But let me get this a little bit bigger. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do character creation and we're going to say initial dice rolls. All right, so we're going to roll 46, drop the lowest, and add the other 3 6 times for our core attributes, and then we can assign them as we want. So let's go to our 3D dice roller, and we're going to roll our first 46. All right, so that's 12. It's not a bad start. Hopefully I can get some decent rolls. Let's roll again. That one is what, 10, 13? That's pretty good. Let's roll again. Oh, that's not quite as good. That's not bad. 9, 10, 11. 3 more rolls. 8, 9, 10. All right. Can I just pick up? There we go. Oh, that was a good roll. 16. 16. So that's 5. We're going to do one more. All right. Last one here. Not bad. 13. Pretty good rolls. All right. So we'll get rid of the dice roller. And let's pull back up our sheets here. All right. So let's go to our attributes. I think I know what I want to do here, but let's go to our attributes. So I'm always a Dex player. I like Dex a lot. So all of these will be familiar. Presence is more about like charisma, charm, and the like. So, but Dex, I think there are some weapons. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't played this yet. So we'll start with Dex of 16. And I'm going to assign that there. I wonder if I can do a strike through. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to delete these as we go. So I've had the 16 strength. I got to have at least decent strength. So we're going to do 13 there. 13 for strength. And where do I want my other 13? So intelligence, I think, is for like a healing, maybe? I don't remember. Con, overall resilience. They deal with physical hardships more effectively. I think I'm going to go and let's see. So 13 to 15 is a +1. I think I'm going to stick 13 in con. And then we're going to go 12. I want 12 in intelligence. And we're just going to go down the road, 11, 10. And then you can see the modifiers up here. So 13, have a drop down. This form fillable is available too for free. This is an alternate version I created. There's also just a straight up form fillable one that you can find when you purchase the PDF or the book. So, all right, so I'm gonna get rid of these dice rolls, character creation, and we're gonna go Constitution is a +1 as well. And dexterity, what did I do? 16, that's a +2, that's good. And some of these will update right away. Intelligence is, I think that's a 0, right? Yeah, 0. Willpower, so 9, yeah. 10, 11, 12 are all zeros. So, all right. So no more modifiers, but get those triggered. You gotta make sure you save. So I'll be saving up here often. All right, so I think that's that. Let's go back to our, nope, I wanted to pick up there we go. All right, so we've done this. Use the table on page 13. Base underscore sign a modifier, done that. Set your anguish to 0. Anguish is in here. I don't remember where. There it is. Anguish 0 at the top. Next to humanity. Humanity did 20, so that's all done. Your carrying capacity is equal to your strength. So let's find our carrying capacity. Strength is 13. I think carrying capacity is down here. Yep. So given that could be modified somewhat, I just made that an open text. All right. Your defense rating is equal to your dex modifier plus your armor. So we don't know our armor yet, but let's leave. See, the defense rating will probably be back up here again. I think, yeah, it's calculating for me. So right now, I think the reason this is pre-populated for some of the basics you get, and you'll see in one of these steps, we do start with some basic armor. So that's why this is already starting at a 1. But let's just keep going. Your vigor, oh wait, your initiative is equal to your dex modifier. So I've got a 2 right now. Your vigor is equal to con modifier plus your will modifier. So that's a 1. That's just a +1 vigor. I guess I can just make it 8-1. And I put that in here. I did this sheet. I did this whole form fillable sheet and realized I used an old version, so it didn't have vigor. So I just put that in there. Okay, your move is 2. You start with 1 weapon proficiency and 1 armor proficiency. Choose which. Now, to skip down, it doesn't, it's interesting. This doesn't show you what you start with, but we'll go into, let's go into the core rulebook for a second. Let me just take this down and let's open the core rulebook. Skills, attributes, other characteristics, last detail. We're going to go through all these. What I was trying to get to, let's just see if we can flip down. I was trying to get to the actual starting. You know what? We're just going to get to an order. We'll do. I know you start with a Gambeson, but let's just do these in order, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, all right. So 1 weapon proficiency and 1 armor proficiency. Well, weapon, we know we want to do a Gambeson. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you that later. But let's come back to the weapon proficiencies because I need to get my weapon first. So let's go back to character creation in the core rulebook. So, all right, so we've done all those. Let's just keep going this way, maybe. So you got those characteristics. A new piece strengthening with 1 free feat. You can pick more by a drawback. So let me just kind of look through these feats. Backstab, brawler. That sounds good. Explorer, you have additional exploration turn per day. Affects you only. Firm, you're tougher, +2 mastery on endurance checks. Healer, +2 when making intelligence checks related to healing. That might be good as a solo character. Keen senses, traps, lucky, marksman. I'm probably going to be dex based. You can choose to roll a range track with disadvantage. If it still hits, you cause 2 major injuries. That's good. Man, there's a lot of feats here. Stealthy, resilient. That sounds like one that I bet a lot of people take, ignore the first 2 minor injuries. But I think what I'm going to do, I have decent intelligence, not great, but I'm going to do healer. So let's do a feat here, and I'm just going to type in healer +2 mastery on I'll just say healing checks. Just something like that. All right. Awesome. So I'm not going to do the alternative drawbacks for now. I'm going to just, or should I? Should I do one? Maybe I'll do one. I like that. So you can take a drawback at a rate, and I think you can only do a total of 3 or 4 of these. It says on the other sheet, but let's do one, and we'll roll for our drawback. So I'm going to take. I actually like that resilient. I really think that will be helpful. So I'm going to say resilient, and that is going to be ignore first 2 mine injury during a fight, in a fight. Yeah, that makes it a little small. How about ignore first 2? And I'll just try to remember that that's per fight, because just to make that a little bit easier to read. But then we have to roll in the drawback table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this on character creation, and I'm going to say drawback. And let's roll on the drawback table. Let's find drawback. And later I'm going to make this to where it ties into 3D dice when Sojour updates. But for now, we're just going to roll here, activate the drawback. So I guess I don't need to show that, but that is going to be clumsy. So I rolled a 2. And what is clumsy? It should say in here. Here we go. You are awkward and prone to accidents, giving you -2 burden to dex-based tasks. Oh my God, I don't want that. That's what I get. So I'm dexterous, but I get a -2 to dex-based tasks. I hope that doesn't mean battling, fighting. I don't know. I'm gonna say a clumsy minus. I think it does 2 dex based. That's really funny. That's like the worst thing I could have gotten. That's what happens when you decide to go for something bigger. All right, let's keep going here. Skills, and I know you get 4, so you can see here new skills 4, and new ones can be purchased. Let's see. Oh, that is, I forgot about that though. Characters automatically gain new skill of their choosing when their attribute reaches 16. So I'm going to take that. I'm not sure if that's what it means, but so I'm going to take an extra dex-based skill. So I'm going to do 4 plus that 1. So and I think you can use any of them. It doesn't really say what it says of their choosing. So we'll just take 4 here. Battle frenzy, brace. Oh, I like this. Once per combat, you can make a hard strength check, but that is going to be hard. Power strikes. Your melee attacks always deal bludgeoning damage regardless of the weapon, in addition to the weapon's default damage. Oh, both. That's kind of nice. When dealing a major injury with a melee weapon, you can choose to roll on the bludgeoning table or the weapons. It's interesting. Con. Endless stamina, immune to fatigue. Wow. Quick recovery. When calculating trauma after a fight. Gosh, man, these are good. Let's go to dex because I know I'm going to take probably 2 dex skills. So let's go. Let's see, evasion. I like that. Ambusher. I guess that's if you're surprising. Precision strikes. Gain +2 mastery to attack checks with ranged. or finesse weapons. I'm going to do that. Precision strike +2 ranged finesse. Okay, that's 1. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to play the -2 death space. It says tasks, but I'm probably trying, anyway, I'm probably trying to be easy on myself. We'll see. I do like quick draw to always get the initiative. You know what? That's going to be my second quick draw +2 initiative. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here into other, and I'm going to give myself the 2 up there. So then I get the +4 to my initiative. That's nice. So that's really, so I have 3 more to pick. Ooh, I like Vault and Shot. That's nice. All right, let's just keep going. Healing. I already have the healing, the healer feat. Navigation, perception. I'm just reading. Game +2 initiative. Yeah. Willpower, presence, calm. Whenever you must. I like calm. How about that? It's a different one, but calm +2 on anguish checks. Okay. It's kind of a, feels like a more general one, but that's that. So that's 1, 2. So I have 2 more. I want to do a strength-based one, I think. Networking. That's interesting. I wonder how you role play that. Networking, haggling, pricing, bluff, charm. Ooh, suppress the change. That'll be interesting because I do want to take a blessing of the flat. Oh, that's right. And I think there is an alternative. I've done, let me read this again. I don't know why that's, probably because I'm taxing the memory here a bit. I don't know why that keeps, there we go. Pick 4 skills. You can forgo one skill and pick a gift of the unmade. So this does not come with a stigmata. So I don't need to suppress anything. So probably shouldn't take this yet, but it might come up in the future. So I am going to take a blessing of the flesh. So that means I get 1 more. So let's see if there's anything in strength that I like. That's interesting. As a free action, you gain +2 mastery to all attack checks. So that's funny. I'm doing a little bit all over the board. I'm calm, but I can invoke battle frenzy. I like that. Battle frenzy. +2 attack check. BR -2, 5. And I can look that up if I need to. But so that's 1, 2. So I get 4, but I got 1 extra because of my deck. So now I'm going to do a blessing of the flush because those look fun. Where are they? It might be later. Open this up. Sin that defines you. I don't see it. Sin that defines you. We definitely need to do that. Doomed quest, former lives. All right. Somehow I'm missing. Let's just do blessing. And I do think, gosh, I can't find it. There we go. Just down farther. Blessings of the flesh. So, all right, these are all the blessings. It's a D20, but again, I'm going to go back here and we're going to roll for blessings of the flesh. These should be in alphabetical order. Oh, please tell me I did. Should be in here. I don't see it. All right, Corruption of the Flesh? Is that it? No. Oh, it's called Gifts of the Unmade. That's why I didn't see it. Gifts of the Unmade. There we go. All right. All right. Chameleonic Skin. So we're going to do that. I think I have this as a drop down. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to put that there and make sure I'm saving. What does that do? Your skin rises and changes color to mimic your surroundings. You advantage to all on all dex checks related to hiding when you remain still for at least one round. Okay. Very cool. All right, so let's go back up. Let's clear that out. Let's go back up to, so we've done all the skills, got our skills, got that. And okay. And I think we get one as part of our occupation. So last detail. So we're going to do a sin that defines you. So in a world torn by the choir's maddening song and the flesh silence consumption, the only way to remain sane is to cling to a core truth of your own. For you, that truth is a sin. This is not a petty flaw or a minor transgression. It is the bedrock of your soul. The defiant act of will that anchors you against the horrors. It is the reason you have not been made or remade or unmade. Roll a d10 or choose a 10, a sin that fits your character. I'm going to roll because I like rolling. So let's see. This should be sin that defines you. You refuse to kneel. So do I have this in here? So this is the choir. Oh, I don't think I put it. So let's see. Pride. That's what it is. Pride. I like that. So we're going to start with pride and say refuse to kneel. The choir demands subservience and the flesh demands dissolution, but your ego is a fortress of iron. You're too significant to yourself to be reshaped into a mindless instrument. Your arrogance is your shield. I like that. I'm just going to type that. Your arrogance is your shield. If I can spell. All right. All right, so that's that. And then a shard of the old world, considering how everything is going to hell, either drowning in a divine song or swallowed by a hungering earth, memory is the last sanctuary. You carry a fragment of that memory, a piece of the world that was. It is not magical, nor is it a weapon. It is simply real. The keepsake is proof that the world was once different, a tangible truth you can hold when the choir's hymn or the flesh's silence try to convince you that this nightmare is all there has ever been. All right? So we're going to roll for that too. And this is a shard of the old world. A key to a burned down house. Do that here. And that is a, is it in here? There it is. Yep. Key to a burned down house. The lock is gone. The home is in ashes, but the key remains. It fit a door that offered safety, warmth, and belonging. Its truth is the concept of sanctuary. Okay. It is a promise you made to yourself that you will find a place to be safe again, even if you have to build it in the ruins of the world. That's cool. So, block is gone. The key remains and represents sanctuary. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Whisper of Doom. Hope is a dangerous poison in the year 1000, but a whisper of it is all you have. You clutch a rumor, a fragmented map, a dying man's last word, the beginning of a quest that will almost certainly destroy you. But it's not your quest. It is the one thing that gives your struggle meaning in the face of the end. The doom purpose is what keeps you from succumbing to the choir's song or the flesh's embrace. All right, what haunts me? Your doomed quest. Oh no, I don't see this one. Doomed quest. I might have to Whisper of Doom. Yeah, there it is. Just hard to name these correctly. The cistern. of old prayers. Okay, I did that right. Good, good. Cistern of old prayers is there. Rumors speak of a place where the choir song is weakest, a vast subterranean cistern beneath a ruined city where the echoes of a million prayers still linger. They say these old prayers confuse the hymn, offering a brief respite. You seek it as a place to think, to plan, but what happens when the choir decides to silence those old prayers for good? Interesting. All right. I'm just going to say rumors of an old cistern where the choir's song is weakest. So maybe that could be the seed of an adventure if we want to go the route of like kind of a little more role playing. So that's cool. Your former life. So this is more like your occupation. So you're a part of the old world's order. Every occupation has a list of skills available. Pick one for your character in addition to the one you start with. It also lists a series of trouble to further help you role play them. Cool. So we're going to do former life down here. Wish you could organize these in the future. Maybe I will. So I'm going to outcast. So a beggar, a leper, an excommunicate. So I'm going to say, what am I going to say? I'm going to say an excommunicate maybe. So we'll say outcast and then excommunicate. You're already at the bottom. You had nothing to lose when the world ended. So skills, I can do hardy, quick feet, or lip reading. And I'm going to also say trust no one. All right. So I can choose from hardy, quick feet, or lip reading. So let's go back up to skills. So hardy, I thought would have been strength, but maybe not. That's con. Okay. +2 against environmental hazards. That's interesting. Dex quick feet. It says quick feet, but I don't see quick feet. That's interesting. I'll have to ask Alex about that. I do not see quick feet. What else would that be? I mean, there's quick draw. But I think I picked that, didn't I? Yeah, I picked quick draw. And lip reading. You can read lips, so it's interesting. You can role play that, of course. I might do hardy con because I don't know what quick feet was supposed to be. I don't see anything that, I mean, maybe evasion. Yeah, maybe evasion. That would make some sense. Not nimble fingers or lock picking or quick draw. I think I'm going to say it's evasion. So either evasion or hardy, and hardy again. Let's just do hardy, and I'm going to ask Alex about that. Hardy +2 mastery, or I'll just say +2 endurance. Check. All right, kind of an interesting rounded guy here. So let's go. I still have to do my proficiency. Let's keep going down and find. I know there's something in here on the weapons and what have you. Oh, one thing I need to look at. I know I saw this. So let's look at. I think it's in the core rules. Sin that defines you. What are they called? Blessings of the flesh. Let's try that again because I do think, okay, so this says blessing of the flesh. If you take one, you get a -D4 humanity per each blessing received. It doesn't say you get to ignore that. So I'm going to assume I need to do that. So let's go back and let's go back to my journal, maybe. Let's go to my dice roller and we're going to roll a D4. Of course, it's a 4. So I lose 4 humanity. I can ask Alex if I'm supposed to do that. I'm not trying to make this harder for me, I promise. But we're going to go up to humanity and we're going to make that a 16 -4. All right. All right, so that's that. So let's go back And we're almost done with character creation, I think. At least then we have to do the settlement piece. So former life, we were there. So there's random names. I'm going to keep my Thomas Aquinas name. I like that. Existing relationships. I'm not going to do that. I'm leveling up. And I know you do get starting equipment, but yeah, let's see if there's anything else in. Yeah, I think I'm taxing the memory of this. There we go. So let's see what we've done. We've done drawbacks, we've done skills, so sin that defines you, shard of the old world, whisper of doom, former occupation, pick your role random. Yeah, it doesn't say. So maybe it's in the settlement phase because I don't see where you have your weapon, but let's keep going. It might be in here. Yeah, I know there's something on here that I can't find. All right, before we go to that chapter or the settlement section, I do want to look at gear because I bet the discussion of gear is here. And let's take a look. Barter and trade. The unit is the ration. I know that. Encumbrance. Characters can acquire and equip a maximum of 2 backpacks. They increase the slots by 10. I'm gonna have to look that up, and I might have to say it the next. What does it say? And everything is in rations. This is the symbol for ration. So I think you start with 30 rations. So I know I saw somewhere you start with a gambeson. So that's bugging me. I'm gonna look up that gambeson. Oh, here we go. This is I missed this. It's not in the other page, but character creation steps. So at the end, all newly created characters start the game with a weapon of their choice, a gambeson, and 30 rations. You can spend on any piece of equipment. Okay, that helps. So I do have a gambeson, and I'm going to look at the weapons on page 211. Let's look at that because I want to include my proficiency. So the weapons on page 211. And I want something that is dex based. So ranged would be nice. Finesse, you can use your dex modifier instead of strength. Let's see, ranged. Let's look at what you have here. Melee. Dagger, obviously, will probably be, yep, that's finesse. A Dane axe, a falchion. If I pronounce any of these wrong, I apologize. I think I know how to pronounce these, but I don't really want, let's see, a mace, maul, bludgeoning, two-handed, guard, reach. Let's go ranged. I'm kind of interested in the longbow, but so it's piercing. Does ranged use dex? I assume it does. I mean, most games range uses dex, but let's see if it tells you. It doesn't say. Relies on precision and speed rather than raw power. You may use your dex modifier for attack checks with this weapon. I don't. It doesn't say that I mean, I would think that your crossbow. I wonder. All right, I'm going to assume I did some quick checking. Pause the video for a second. I haven't found definitively, but I'm pretty sure ranged weapons would use dex. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow that. And I don't know what the usage die, but it looks like you'll use a usage die. It's probably up to me to determine what my usage die is, and we'll do that for determining how much ammo I have left. So we're either going to do a crossbow or a longbow. So that's piercing, two-handed, ranged, brutal, slow, cost 20. But I think you get one weapon of your choice. So I'm going to give myself a longbow. So longbow, And we're going to say traits to H, comma, range 5. Total attack bonus. Again, I think that's going to be, so I do want to be proficient in the longbow. So we're going to say longbow. And that just makes it to where I don't have to have disadvantage. That's all this means. So my attack bonus, I believe, will be tied to my dex. So I'm going to say +2. And do I have anything else? Battle Frenzy, but that's only when Battle Frenzy is going to be when I trigger it. But I do get Precision Strike. So I might have to increase this table here. I only did it to +4, but I think I get a +4 because I'll get +2 per Precision Strike, and then +2. Why did I get my first +2? No. Now I'm questioning myself. It's just +2, right? Yeah, +2 for range finesse, and then if I do decide that I'm going to activate Battle Frenzy, it'd be another +2. But I think that would be it. All right. So we're gonna. I think it is a +2, so I'm going to keep that. We're going to go down to armor, and I start with a Gambeson, so I want to make sure that I'm proficient there. And that gives you the +1 damage reduction, which is why I had it in my defense rating up here. So I think that's good. Shouldn't cost anything. But I do have 30 rations, which are the currency. And I don't know where rations. Yeah, they should be in here somewhere. I know they're rationed. There we go, 30. So I'll have to see what other gear I want. So I could get a melee weapon. So I probably should. So like I can drop my ranged weapon when I get into close quarters. But I probably want something that's finesse. And I don't know, I'll probably want something, let's see, versatile. What's versatile again? 1 or 2 hands, right? Oh, different types of damage. That's interesting. But I think I'm going to do dagger. But I'm not going to be proficient in the dagger. So I have to remember that. So we'll have gear or weapon up here. I'm going to say dagger. And I'm going to say dagger is traits, one-handed, agile, finesse, versatile. And what does agile mean? Light and balance, offhand. Okay, but I can't. That's fine. But I can do it for like probably piercing or. That's fine. Yeah, slashing or piercing. I could do that. Total attack bonus. And I'm going to say disadvantage. That's going to be too big, too small. I'm just going to have to remember that. So my attack bonus it will be +2 tied to my dex, but it's going to be at disadvantage because I'm not proficient. So I'll just have to remember that. So what else do I want? So I paid for that. So that dagger is 5. So now I'm down to 25 rations. All right. What else? Is there anything else I want? Like another ammunition? See, I'm not sure what I would start with a damage die. I would say probably like a 6 or an 8. But that's interesting. You can pay 5 to increase your damage die by 1 stage. So I might do that. I might say arrows so that I can, I guess, anytime just add to mine. So I'll have to figure out the usage die later. Do I want like a helmet? Or no, I don't want a shield. Spoils of war. What else is in here that I can buy? Lamp. Do I want grappling hook? That would be interesting. Crowbar. I wonder if those are all like role-playing items, but those are just found. I don't see purchasing. I don't see how much they would cost. So I think I'm just at armor. I don't want chainmail. I'm down to 20 anyway. I couldn't pay for. Okay, sorry. I can't pay for any of that. Couldn't pay for a helmet. Shield, I can't. I think that's pretty much it, unless I wanted some kind of like throwing knife, maybe. I think I saw a throwing knife. But why would I want a throwing knife? I have a longbow. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to say arrows too, so I can increase when I get down on my arrows. So I'm going to put this down to 15. All right, so that is, I think, all of our initial, but now we're going to go into settlement. So let's go through that. Let's go back up here and settlement phase, settlement defense rating. Let's go back to the page. Close it and reopen it. Okay. So you start off as a farmstead, and I think I put that somewhere. Yep, I put that up here, farmstead, population of 5, somewhere. Yep, 5, food 10, metal 10. So everything else is going to be a D4. Defense rating is 12. I have that. Settlement name, page 36. So then I'm going to do name, notable citizen, and then a D4 for everything else. So let's try that. Settlement name. There we go. So we are going to generate the name. Let's go back to our character creation, and we will go down to settlement name. If I did that, hopefully I did. I might not have. Name generator. I might not have done this. Let's see. Settlement events. Yeah, I'm just going to roll. So let's do this. We're going to roll on 2d20s. So first d20 is an 11, 11 and a 14. So let's go back. 11 and a 14. So that's Mercy Post. Okay. So we'll pull up our character sheet. Mercy Post. Mercy Post. And then let's roll for a notable citizen. I'm pretty sure I have that. Notable citizen is Finian. So our notable citizen, I'm not sure where you mark that. Don't see in the settlement. So for now, I'm just going to put non-encumbering items. I'm going to put Finian. And what does it say? Each one gives you some benefits, I think. The Tinker. Finian, the Tinker. Late 40s, missing an eye, several fingers, master of salvage. So Finian's ingenuity is unmatched. The stone and metal costs for all settlement improvements are reduced by 1. That's nice. Were left behind. He needs you to retrieve them. Okay, so this is like a hook. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to just put underneath here, stone and metal costs -1, all improvements. Let's just do that. And okay. And then we need to roll our D4s. So how many D4s do we need? We'll just do it. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do it in order. So we'll do 5 D4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully it'll expand the results for me. Okay. So I don't know which, we'll just go left to right. 1, 3, 3, 4, 2. 1, 3, 3, 4, 2. So we'll say 1, 3, 3, 4, 2. And we'll save that. And I know you start with a large shack. I think I saw that somewhere. Pretty sure. And we should be pretty close to being done. Settlement scale, okay, a 5. You start with a large shack already built. 10-10, we did all that. Gather resources. I think that is it. Let's look at our character sheet and see if we think we're missing anything. Item slots, current. So I think these are the gears. So I don't know if each, I'm going to say the arrows take up one. That's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to say currently I have 3, and the max is equal to my strength, I believe, which is 13. So that's fine. I have 15 rations. I don't have a backpack yet. I think you have to find one. I didn't see if you could buy one, but I'll look at that later. And Finian, looks like I have a couple of bugs in my sheet that I'll have to fix. Must be tie. Yeah, I'll do that later. And large shack house up to 10 people. So I think I'm good to go. So that's it. I enjoyed the beginning of character creation. And next episode, I will jump in and start my first exploration. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a like, a comment. If I did something wrong, let me know. But until next time, happy gaming, everyone.